everybody, what is up? I hope that you guys are doing amazing and everything is going great. So I meant to come here live yesterday, but my 4-year-old, she's not 4 yet, she's almost 4, she's sick. So it made yesterday a little bit complicated, but I'm here today and I wanted to drop by quickly, say hi, and also give you a little bit of the best advice that I could give you for you to have an incredible marketing strategy to get way more clients straight into your business. And this thing that I'm going to tell you is going to be the most obvious thing in the whole wide world, but we forget. We get caught up on like all these shiny objects. We've talked about the shiny objects and the clock blocking. Careful with that word. We've talked about it before. We've talked about all these different things that you can do and that you need to be doing in your business. And it's just so easy to get caught up on all these little things here and there, all the things that we have to do, we should do, like all that stuff, that we forget this very, very simple thing that everybody needs to have in their business in order to attract clients. Now, I promise you that once you implement this one thing, everything else is blown out of the water. You guys ready for it? Please don't roll your eyes at me when I say it, okay? What you need to do to bring in more clients into your business is be the best possible person at what you do in the world. And right? Obvious. And yet sometimes we spend so much time working on marketing and all these little things that we forget. But for us to be the best at what we do, so let me kind of explain to you why I'm going with this and why I think that you guys should listen. And the thing is that there's something that my husband always tells me, and it kind of reminds me of that. And my husband always says, Fabi, when you're great, your success is inevitable, right? Like, I'm trying to find the translation because he says it in Spanish, right? He says, lo bueno es inocultable. So what is great is impossible to hide is the actual translation of what he always tells me. And whenever I have moments of doubt, because of course I still have moments of doubt and when I like fear and all these different things, you know, I'm a human being. He always reminds me, Fabi, you are great. Like, you are amazing at what you do. There's nobody better at this than you. And that sort of stuff, it just magnetizes people straight into your business. So it's a good reminder to have, right? But the thing is that, like I was saying before, sometimes we get stuck up on like all these little things that we have to do in the marketing strategy and this and that we forget that it always comes back to basics, like to that basic foundation. I talked about foundation last week and I talked about how important it is, but really forget that at the core, what really, really matters is that we become the best at what we do. Not, I'm kind of good, but the actual best at it. And there's a few different keys that you need to have in place for that to happen in your business. The first thing is having the capacity to answer, why me? Like, okay, if I'm looking at Helen and Sarah and all these people, and let's say that all of them are my direct competition, you need to learn how to answer, why does this person need to hire me instead of Helen and Sarah? Let's say that they do exactly what I do. Why me? You need to be able to answer that question above everything else, because the moment that you're able and you're capable of answering, okay, I know why me, I know all these things, then it really makes a difference in the way that you're showing up. And, last week I talked about, all these different things in terms of building your foundation, understanding what makes you different, and building an offer and marketing yourself and leading with purpose and with intention. But really, what it comes down to is just making sure that the work that you're doing is really incredible. Like, you're falling in love with it every single day. Now, obviously, you want to be able to scale your business. And, I'm not saying that you're going to build your business on word of mouth, because while that is one really great way, probably the best way to build your business, the truth is that it is unpredictable, right? Like, it is really unpredictable, and nobody can really predictably say, okay, I'm building my business through word of mouth and hoping that people just love me and that's enough, because it's a little bit hard to be able to build success that way. However, what ends up happening is that when you have really robust marketing strategies and you're doing a really great job with your work, it means that people are drawn to you. So there has to be a mix of the two things, right? Of you, okay, I'm really great, and then I have all this process, all this system, all this platform, all these different things built out, so it means that it draws people to me. But at the core, the really important thing comes from you being able to understand, why me? Why do people need to work with me instead of this person or that thing? And it's not really necessarily about comparing yourself and saying, okay, well, I'm better than Helen, I'm better than Sirwa. I can say this because I know that both of these women don't do what I do. But it's not about saying that necessarily, but about saying, okay, yes, Helen or Sirwa are doing great things, but what I do is unique and what I do is different. And that is the kind of the difficult thing for you to sometimes understand and say, right? Because when you understand, okay, so what I need to do is be great, but obviously that's not enough, right? Just saying, okay, I'm great at what I do and come to me, people, obviously there needs to be a lot of strategy behind it. Like, giving you the example, I talked about Cindy last week when I did the video showing you guys a little bit of how to implement everything that we talked about in the brand strategy pyramid. She messaged me just like half an hour ago. Her site went live on, I don't know, like Thursday last week or Wednesday last week, something like that. Her funnel went live just last week, like on Thursday, and she just messaged me today saying she had just booked a strategy call with this ideal client and how excited she was, and she has this call tomorrow. So Cindy is somebody who is amazing at what she does, but she didn't know how to express that amazingness, that awesomeness. She had a really hard time with it. So really, when we look at, okay, what is really at the core, the best marketing strategy, it really comes down to you being the best out there. But for you to be able to be the best out there, there needs to be true alignment in your business. And I talked about alignment a few days ago, but in case you didn't hear it or you haven't caught it or you haven't whatever yet, and you want to know a little bit about how I view alignment or what I think alignment is really all about, for me, it's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 core things. First of all is having absolute clarity, right? So, okay, for you to be the best at what you do, you need to be very clear about who you are, what your message is, why you're doing things, how you're solving problems, the problems that you're solving. You need to step into this vision of this person, right? It's not enough for you to be like, I'm the best at what I do, but I'm also the best kept secret, that nobody knows who I am and I'm invisible and I'm hidden. Does that make sense? There needs to be a lot of clarity in terms of who you are. There needs to be a ton of confidence in yourself and in your power. And I'll actually share a little infographic that I have that breaks down what alignment is all about. I'll share it with you guys later in the post today. But you want to be able to really have that certainty in yourself. And I always talk about certainty because for me, certainty is fundamental for us to be able to build that success, right? For us to be able to be the best, for me to be able to be the best out there and for it to be so good that it's impossible to hide, right? Even if I hid behind or under a rock, it's impossible for people not to find me because I'm doing all these strategies, but I am really good at what I do. And a lot of it comes from certainty too. You need to be your number one fan, says Sarah. Well, absolutely, you absolutely 100% do. And another part of it is being able to be consistent in the way that you're showing up, consistent in the work that you're creating. For me, one of the things that's important, and I talked about it last week too, was about how important it is when you're positioning yourself to really make sure that you're building a really powerful client experience too. Because biggest, absolute best marketing strategy to get clients in your business is having your clients be blown away by the work that you do. And, for me, that is fundamental. You really need to be the best at it but for you to be able to become that person, you need to have that clarity. You need to have that confidence. You need to have certainty. You need to have consistency. You need to be committed to what you're doing and have connection with your purpose and with your image and with your vision that you have for your business. So really, for me, when I look at and think about, okay, what is the real best strategy? It really comes down to me being so good that it's impossible for people not to be drawn to me. Plus, obviously, a big part of it comes from creating true value, right? Real value, real power behind what you're doing. Not just kind of value, not just wishy-washy value, not just fluff, but actually giving value and actually giving a F about people, like actually caring about people, actually getting out there and having people see that you care about who they are. And to me, all of those things are fundamental. The best, absolute best marketing strategy for you to be able to get more clients into your business starts with you stepping into your true power, like your full power. And for you to step into your power, you need to know who you are. You need to be confident in yourself. You need to be in alignment. You need to be connected. You need to be committed. You need to be, just showing up in a really different way. That is your power. Your power is 100%, it's going to come from you. And sometimes we try to mold ourselves to look and act a certain way so that people can see us more professional or more of an authority or blah, blah, blah. And the truth is that what really, truly matters is us just showing up authentically, which is hard. Why the heck is that hard? Why is it hard for us to just be ourselves? I don't understand that sometimes. I wish that somebody could explain it to me. Like, why is it hard for us to just be authentic and be real? It's like the minute that we turn the camera on or the minute that we sit down to write an email or a post, it's like, hello, how are you, people? It's really, really difficult sometimes. And we need to be comfortable with being ourselves, because real connection is going to come when people hear you and listen to you. I was reading a post earlier today from some coach saying, how she basically talking about the same thing and saying how it really comes down to connection, to connecting with your ideal audience. And for you to be able to connect with your audience, you need to be your best, like I was saying already, but also you need to be yourself, right? Like, because I know that there's people that are never going to connect to how I speak and who are not, like, they don't relate to me, or they don't connect, or how, whatever you want to say it. And that's fine. Like, I don't want everybody to like me. I mean, come on, everybody has to like me, but I don't want it. I don't need it. I want the right people, the people whose lives I can change. I want those people to like me. Every single day I have people that unsubscribe from my email list every single day. Like, let me look at it just so that I can give you a little bit of perspective on this. For example, let's see how many people have unsubscribed from my list today so far. So at this time, I've had 7 people unsubscribe from my email list. And I say, okay, great, bye, good luck, good riddance. I hope you find the right person, because it wasn't me, and that's okay. You know what I mean? Like, you need to be so sure of yourself, so certain that that is okay for you, that you don't get triggered by stuff like that. Even like, obviously 7 isn't that bad. I've had a few weeks ago, I had like 30 people in one day unsubscribe from my email list. A few months ago, I had a date where I had a whole bunch of people unsubscribe. That's fine. You know why? Because I'm so good at what I do that I'm attracting people every single day anyways, and the right people. And those are the people that I want to attract. So anyways, I don't know why I went into all that, but I did want to say that the real best, absolute best marketing strategy to get clients into your business, like that, really comes down to you being the best at what you do. And you being the best at what you do comes down to you stop creating things or building a business out of shoulds or out of whatever, right? Like out of these things that you think people want instead of the things that you really want to do. So being the best comes from us stepping into who we really are, stepping into our power, our true power, or not hiding from it or conforming or acting a different way or not being authentic or just doing all these things because you think that this is the right way to build a business. You think that this is the way to go, and it's not. For you to be able to create that marketing strategy, that business, that message that resonates, that moment where you feel like, oh my God, the floodgates have been opened and now I have all these clients coming. It's going to come from you being your best self and stepping into your real power. That's where it comes from. So anyways, that's it. Quick little message today, and I will see you guys tomorrow, and I'll be sharing that alignment thing, which I know you guys will really like. Ciao.